How's it going today, everybody? Today's pretty, I'm pretty excited about today. This is our second video. This is going to be our, this is going to be more of like I'm working on it and you kind of get to check it out. Something that honestly drives me nuts about trucks like this is that I feel like the brakes are very lackluster, and there is a common mod for these that honestly I haven't done one yet, so I'm kind of excited to try it out. And it's a budget big brake kit. So basically what we're going to be doing is installing this stuff right here. So this is brake calipers, rotors, and pads from like a 2008 and up Chevy Silverado. So pretty much it's a, remove, bolt on kind of process on this. It uses the same knuckles and everything. Those parts I just showed you. You can do this like super like low money, hardly anything into it, a little bit extra work, because you can get all these, like it's literally stock stuff from that body style truck. Nothing too crazy, nothing crazy parts, like no really modifications other than unbolting what's on your truck and bolting this stuff on. So I went the route of buying brand new stuff, but like I said, you can go to like an LKQ, pick apart, whatever, and get this stuff. I mean, you can find it if you want to do it that way. If you're on a super tight budget, probably do it from, probably under 200 bucks doing it that way. I went the route of just putting new rotors, pads, everything on it. I'm also going to be putting new brake hoses on it, which will use like your stock, whatever your truck you have, brake hoses. And pretty much we're just going to kind of jump into it. I'm really stoked to see what this does, because the rotors are like an inch bigger than your stock rotors, and then your calipers are just bigger as well. So I'm really excited to see how this does, because I like vehicles that stop good. Like that's kind of my, I love going fast and everything like that, but I love a vehicle that handles good. I used to have this Ford Ranger that was lowered, and it was one of my favorite things ever, is because it stopped good, and I lowered it, and I had done a lot of suspension work on it, and I actually made it handle pretty good for a little truck. So kind of two of my favorite things, because I'd already put Bilstein shocks on this thing, the 5100s or whatever they are. That really honestly improved the ride quality of this truck. I wouldn't mind upgrading some bushings and stuff like that too, just to help it maybe in the future. But this is kind of my next thing I wanted to do. I actually had a caliper that's starting to stick, I think, on the right front of this truck. So that's kind of was like what made me be like, oh, it's time for an upgrade. So pretty much, step one, take off your wheel, of course there, and depending on how you're going to do this, like with what parts you got and everything like that, basically you're going to need to disconnect your brake hose, take off your caliper, take off your rotor, throw all that junk in the trash, and then when we get to the installing part, I'll catch back up with you. Now, parts I went with, I got Ray Bestis calipers, power stop, like there's like extreme towing pads, AC Delco brake hose, because I'm replacing the brake hose too. And then these are like Detroit Axle. I got these off of eBay. Rotors, I don't really worry about the rotors as much, of like spending a butt ton of money on them. I just wanted to make sure I had good calipers, pads, and hose. All this stuff from here over, I got all that stuff from Rock Auto. Like anytime I'm doing kind of OEM brake stuff, like if just for like a customer car or something like that, I usually try to use Ray Bestis stuff. I've always had really good luck with that. I like their stuff a lot, and they're like reasonably priced compared to doing an OEM. So I'm gonna start tearing this apart. For me, since I'm doing new hoses, I'm gonna undo the brake line up here, take the bracket off, undo all my hold downs for the brakes, for the brake hose, and then take all this junk off. So here's rough size comparison. Like I said, I think it's about an inch bigger than stock. And then the caliper itself Yeah, roughly the same size, but the pads are a little different. So this should help the stopping power for sure. And pretty much that's what it looks like all disassembled. Now the bolt pattern here is the same. And the way this all works, just for the technicals of it, is that because your rotor's bigger, your caliper is spaced out further. So you still have the same bolt pattern as this. It's just that this keeps the caliper closer to the rotor than this does. Tech tip: use your lug nut, hold your rotor on. Makes it way easier. Here's kind of what everything looks like. Oh, not everything's bolted on. Caliper's still off. I recommend putting a little extra grease on your slides just to make sure. And then, of course, put extra grease, or put grease on your pads where they made up to the bracket. And that way nothing seizes up, especially if you live in the Midwest like I do. So here everything is pretty much installed except for the brake hose. But these bolts don't have to be super tight, because all they're doing is just, I mean, they keep the caliper on to the bracket, of course, but they're not like, you can snap those really easy. Now your bolts that hold the bracket to the knuckle, make sure those are super tight. You do not want that coming off, of course. We'll throw this brake hose on, probably give you another shot of what everything looks like, and then this pretty much have to bleed the brakes and then take for a drive. So here's the finished product. Pretty much, don't laugh at my goofy zip ties, but my biggest issue is I don't want this to go in between the control arm and the knuckle. Actually, I've had that happen before, and it'll crush the line. Then you won't have brakes also. So got the new hose on, got the new line. That's pretty much finished product. Walk over here, and you can see that's the old, that's the new. Well, there you have it. Pretty much just got the passenger side done. Pretty simple, self-explanatory. Like I said, it's literally like take your old stuff off, put the new stuff on. Really, too, what's really cool is that, one, it's budget friendly. Two, it's time friendly, because honestly, you could have this done, depending on your skill level, you know, under 2 hours, even under an hour, you know, depending on what parts you replace. Because like I said, I put new hoses, calipers, pads, rotors, everything. And I just let the system gravity bleed out. I put some brake fluid in there, let it gravity bleed. And then when my fiance gets home, have her help me bleed it. And then we'll take it on a test drive to see how it performs, because I'm like really excited for it. All right, well, I got my brakes bled, and I'm on the test drive now, and yeah, I'm excited to see how this does. Now, those power stop pads, just to let you know, if you do go that route, there's like a little break-in period. You got to do a couple hard stops to kind of get like the pad material kind of embedded into the rotor. So I'll probably do that, and then I'll kind of give a good kind of brake test and see how she feels. So I did just a couple, I did like 5 to 10 just hard stops, just kind of get the pads kind of embedded into the rotors, and I tell you what, already this is good. I am very pleased. About right now I'm going like 65, and I'm like already down at 35. I'm really happy with that. 100%. That's so much better. Like, definitely an upgrade. That, I mean, I would do this even on a stock truck. Like someone that's just putting brakes on their stock truck, I would do this on that. Not something, yeah, that's good. guys out for any future project. Like I said, it is budget friendly, it is time friendly. I'm pleased with how it worked out. I'd watched a couple other videos of people doing this, and I thought it was really freaking awesome. That it's all just plug and play, basically. That's one of those things that's great about these Chevy trucks is honestly, there's a lot of things that are compatible here and there like that you can put on these older trucks from newer trucks that is like a factory upgrade, really. So, like I said, thanks again for watching. If you do enjoy it, got any info from this, give us a subscribe if you want to. Here's a little shot of those behind the wheel. Look better because they fill out the wheel more, but so much better.